Hello folks, I'm here today to share a story with you. Since this is an important time in our year in Canada, we take the time to remember those who have sacrificed for us. And today I have my friends with me, Brian, who I served with many years ago, his wife Pamela, and hoping that Brian can share his experiences with the rest of you. So Brian, when did you join the Army?
Well, I'm from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, and we have relatives close to Cornwallis, where the recruiting school was. And one day, when I was between 8 and 9 years old, we traveled to visit our family in Digby. And I noticed this building, I noticed people marching and doing different types of activities. So I asked my father what this place was. And he told me that it was a recruit school for personnel who wanted to join the Army. So at that time, I told my father I wanted to join the military. And a few years went by. When I was about 17 years old, a recruiting campaign came to our high school. And after the recruiting campaign, I got even more interested into joining the Army. And then the process began, and I joined in '85.
Yeah, and your career from there went forward.
It did.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Tell us a little bit about your career.
Well, like I said, I joined in 1985, so I'm on my 31st year of service right now. I went to Cornwallis, did my basic training in Cornwallis. Once that was completed, I was posted to CFB Petawawa to do the next phase of training. And once that was completed, I then graduated and I became a member of the 8 Canadian Desires, Princess Louise, which is based out of Petawawa, Ontario. After that was done, I was in Petawawa for 2 years, from 85 to 87.
The volume is just spiking on this. I can't hear it anymore.
I can't hear.
No, because of the.
Okay.
It's going to make sense.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah, it's because it's thinking that something's happening this way.
Okay. So, you know what? We've got to record this thing. Oops, sorry. We'll just continue from that questioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Brian.
That's okay.
Chris, just put it on the other side of you if it's possible, or
The other side?
behind you. Yeah, just behind you.
Very good.
There you go. Yeah, you hide it. Okay, it's good. Now you can start
Good.
over.
Yes, so we were talking about your career and how that progressed and where you're at.
Okay. Well, I'm on my 31st year of service. I joined back in 1985. First posting was to Cornwallis for training.
Yeah.
Once the training was completed, then I was posted to CFB Petawawa in Petawawa, Ontario, to start the next phase. And once that was completed, once graduated, I became a member of the 8 Canadian Desires, Princess Louise, in Petawawa. I was there until 87. At 87, I was posted to CFB Gagetown, to the Armour School in Gagetown, and became a driver. And during that time frame, I spent from 87 to 91 there. It's one of my first tour, 1989, where I met yourself. And then upon return in 1990, I married my beautiful wife Pamela. And shortly after that, in 91, we had our first child, Samir May. And then in 91, we got posted back to CFB Petawawa. At that time, I became a member of the Royal Canadian Dragoons, RCD. I was there from 91 to 2005. During that time frame, I went on a few deployments. In 1993, I went to Somalia. In 1996. Oh, yes, I can't forget about my daughter. Second child was born in 1994. Then in 1996, I went to Bosnia on the first tour where it transitioned over from UN to NATO. Then after that, in 1999, 2000, went to Kosovo. Once we came back from Kosovo, went on one more tour before it was posted, and that was in 2003, my first tour to Afghanistan. Upon returning from Afghanistan, I then was posted to the Armour School in Gagetown once again. I went by myself. My family stayed back. So it's imposed restrictions, it's called, so it's IR. And I was in Gagetown from 2005 to 2007. After that posting, I was posted back to Petawawa, to the RCD. And 2007, during that time frame, I went on my next tour to Afghanistan, which was 2004. Right?
So you did two tours in Afghanistan?
Yeah, 2 tours in Afghanistan. Oh, correction, 09. 09, that I went on my second tour. And then I came back in 2010. I was posted to Kingston to one Canadian Div. And shortly after that, in 2012, I was posted back to Petawawa, and that's where
Where you are today.
am today. Yeah.
One interesting thing was back, your first posting is where I met Brian, and I got a chance to meet or hear, because one of my jobs was I would operate a ham radio where the guys were able to talk to their wives, and I had the opportunity to hear his, at the time, his girlfriend or his fiance, and was sitting with us over here, Pamela, and so, but how do you guys meet? Where did all this begin?
Well, grade 4.
Uh,
She first time she came, well, not into my life, but that's when we first met. Grade 4, we went to
You're how
elementary
old in
school.
grade 4?
Hey?
How old were you guys in grade 4?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
And then we went through high school together and all that. She had a boyfriend joining high school, so I didn't
Pursue.
exactly
Yeah.
until my first summer in the
Yeah.
Canadian Forces when I came home on vacation.
Okay.
And then I pursued.
And it's all history from there.
That it is.
What's your most memorable moment in the armed forces?
There's quite a few, but it's open to the schools, during tours for the children, for them places to go be educated, secure the parks for them, a place for them to play and all that.
Yeah.
But there's 2 that they're small, but to me it means a lot. One was during my Bosnia tour. There's this little girl on the side of the road, and you know the little girl, she never ate for a while and all that. So while we were patrolling, we stopped, I gave her water and all that, and she started crying, and she waved goodbye, and then every time we went by, she was always out there waving.
Mm.
So, yeah, and she blew me a kiss every time we came by.
Wow.
So I remember that, and my first tour in Afghanistan, it's kites, seeing kites in the air.
Yeah.
Garbage bags, grocery bags, ropes, any types of piece of wood, because under Taliban, they weren't allowed flying kites.
Huh?
So within our first month there, it was Road to Zero, first tour there, they opened up to us and they started flying kites. There was hundreds of kites in the air.
So wow. So that was their way of.
Yeah.
Wow. Very interesting. And coming back home, what was the impact on your family being in the military? Is
Well, as you heard what my career was like, so my children basically grew up without their father being around in a young age. And one good thing out of it, I know a lot of personnel in the military weren't around for the birth of their children.
Okay.
And I was so lucky to be there for both of them.
Ah, that's good. And yeah, Pamela, what was the impact? How do you handle all this with all the tours and Brian being away?
Well, other than the obvious, like Brian said, the girls growing up without their dad, basically. Me having to parent them, hold down a household, work full-time, do all that without my husband. And when you take a member of the family out of the family, it impacts the dynamics of the members of that family. So, you know, I fought more with the girls because the buffer wasn't home to kind of, you know, I didn't have him to vent to, and the girls didn't have him to vent to, so, you know, often it would cause conflict between myself and the girls. But I don't know any civilian children that are as proud of their father as my girls are proud of him. So much so that they got his dog tags tattooed on their back.
Oh, wow.
Both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
something.
it's a
I
tattoo.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, they both have the same tattoo of his dog tag. So that's, you know, I mean, it's rough. Definitely, we've had our challenges, but we're still married. And the girls are very, very proud of him. And I think that they're proud of me too for,
Oh, well, congratulations
For,
to
you
both
know.
of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now that you're coming towards the end of your career and you're transitioning into a civilian way of life, and what are you looking, what are you looking for now when you get out as you sort of, because a lot of us retire, not me myself, but I'm already out a few years, but a lot of them retire at the age of 45, between 45 and 50, there's a group that leave the service after they serve their 20 years. And what are you looking forward to in that part, in their second or third or fifth phase of life? As you,
We're gonna take time and travel and
Yeah.
enjoy retirement for a while
Yeah.
before we plan anything out.
yeah. Oh, that's good. It's good, I know.
I was just gonna say, he often says that it's a bit scary.
Oh, it is,
Because,
for sure.
well, you can say why.
I've been in the military since I've been 18 years old, and
Yeah.
I don't know nothing else but the military life, and I don't know the city life at all, so.
That's understandable. A lot,
Yeah,
I've heard,
very much.
and you know, so that's one thing I hear a lot of, is a lot of people that get out and where you see, even as a reservist, when you serve full-time as a reservist, everything was done for us, eh?
Mhm.
We had our meals, we had our paycheck would come, and whatever we got as a paycheck was ours. Everything else, the Army took care of. Everything, this was
Exactly.
paid for, this was paid for, and one of the things coming into, when I got a civilian paycheck, oh, this is, you gotta take this, you don't, remember, you have to pay for this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm there, so that was one of the, yeah. And what does Remembrance Day mean to you after all that, all your tours of duty and by the medals that we see here? There's a lot of experience there. So what does Remembrance Day mean to you?
To me, it's a time to remember and thank those brave men and women that served and fought for our freedom that we have today. And personally for myself, it's self-pride knowing that I had a role in that and ensuring that we still live free as we do today.
And can you explain the medals to us, what the medals are that you have?
Well, each tour I got one. So I got one for Somalia. This is Afghanistan, second tour Afghanistan. The Peacekeeping Medal for going on a peacekeeping tour. You know this one?
Yep.
This is one we were in
That's the one we
Golan
have.
Heights,
Yeah.
Bosnia, Kosovo, Queen's Jubilee.
What's the Queen's Jubilee?
That's the medal that you got after, I forget, I think it's 60 years,
Okay.
that she was the Queen.
Okay.
And then the CD.
And the CD. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to thank both of you, and I'm sure on behalf of TELUS, we give you a handshake.
Thank you very much.
Pamela. As a friend, I'm very proud of Brian. I talk about him at every opportunity, and he's more of a brother to me than
Same.
people think, and we've known each other many, many years, and doing this today means more to me than he thinks. It's a chance for me to show my friend and show what he is and what he's all about to a lot of people that are going to see this on Habitat. And you'd be surprised, we're looking at over 40,000 employees at TELUS, and hopefully a big chunk of that will have a chance to see this today. I want to thank both of you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. You're
Vince,
welcome.
Rip.